secondly, Tony Khan has a series of huge announcements that he's going to be making specifically on the next episode of AEW Dynamite, and obviously we'll be here reacting to said news. But it looks like there are rumors. I'm going to keep reinforcing that for the sake of legal purposes. There are rumors that AEW is set for a blockbuster deal. And here is a little bit of the details. 5 years, $1 billion. That includes streaming rights, and television rights, and the ability to have AEW content on HBO Max, which is now being rebranded as Max after the merger of Warner Brothers Discovery. So I wanted to know, how do you feel about this deal?
That's pretty fucking good for them. Wow. Not like I'm pretty sure I saw this last show. I'm just gonna, I guess, echo it again. Like they're doing pretty. If it's true, of course, because it's a rumor.
Right.
They're doing pretty goddamn good for themselves at an accelerating rate. Because this company's only been here for like 3, going almost 4 years. That's insane. $1 billion does. Yeah. How long did it take for like WWE to even pick up this type of pace? And what do you think contributed to this?
What do I think? So I think,
Yeah.
well, I have to figure out the timeline because I'm not particularly sure. But WWE went through like a series of things because WWE started to explode when Vince McMahon started buying up the local territories and then moving the product to cable television. And we first heard of WWE getting like $1 billion, I guess, in TV rights, like in the 2000s, really. So I would say it took them about, from the time that Vince McMahon took over the company until when they got that $1 billion, probably like 20, 25 years, maybe 15 to 25 years.
Yeah.
But like to give it proper context, they got like $1 billion per show. Like they get $1 billion per, for Raw, $1 billion for SmackDown, and whatever else is like negotiable. So,
Word.
but what I was gonna say, did you have anything to contribute? Because I was gonna go off. But I want to
This
hear
is for
your
you
side.
because you better explain this than I can because I'm gonna give this to you.
I'm
They're
excited.
about to go off.
So we need to acknowledge. So when we talk about the growth and expansion of wrestling companies, I was thinking about just like popular forms of media, right? WWE is, if WWE was a medium, it would be television. If AEW was a medium, it would be Facebook. And I'll explain. It took
Facebook.
television, I think like 50 years for it to reach X amount of households. Facebook did it in exponentially more time, like exponentially less time. Let me actually look this up. Actually, hold on.
Wait, what
How
were the comparisons
many
again? Was it Facebook and MySpace? What?
Facebook and TV? So it's like, how many households did TV reach? All right. So how many households?
I
So
want to watch
so
some
like think about
MySpace.
it, right? It went from 9%. So Americans households had, so in 1950 only 9% of American households had a television set, but by 1960 the figure had reached 90%. How many households did Facebook reach? I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up in real time, y'all. So how many users does Facebook reach? So it's like, dog on it. All right. So it's, Facebook reached 2.9. What I'm trying to say is that it took AEW to get a WWE deal so much quicker than WWE did. But we have to acknowledge the fact that they're standing on WWE's shoulders. We have to acknowledge the fact that AEW that AEW walked into a field that was dominated by WWE, and because WWE reinforced the value of professional wrestling, AEW was able to come in, offer an alternative, show up, show out, and get an insane amount of money within the course of 4 years. When WWE it took WWE at least 15 to 20 to get close to this ballpark as far as a number is concerned.
Yeah.
Um, Also, we have to consider that this is a multi-platform, looks like a multi-platform deal. So this would include broadcast rights. This would include streaming. This would include probably having pay-per-views hosted on Max. So the same
Mhm.
way that WWE has pay-per-views on Peacock, presumably is the way that AEW would have pay-per-views on Max. So all of this is just a really big deal. And if the fact that if they have reached or if they are striking a deal that is $1 billion deal, that means that AEW is $1 billion company because that $1 billion deal is an asset, right? It's an asset worth $1 billion. You take that, you couple it with all the things that they already own, and AEW is $1 billion company. So the fact that AEW within 4 years has become $1 billion wrestling company is insane and deserves to be celebrated because that is not easy. It's not easy to run a wrestling promotion and to amass a following and a fan base that leads you to be $1 billion wrestling company. And they've grown so much and they've done so much and they've gone to so many territories. And now with All In, now like we last time we were talking, they were talking about 46,000 or 43,000 tickets. I think it's at 60 or
Mhm.
70,000 now. That's
Jesus Christ.
insane. They're gonna sell out Wembley. All Elite Wrestling is about to sell out Wembley, and they're about to become $1 billion company. And they did it their way. We talked so much about
Mhm.
the fact that John Moxley bleeds too much, and the CM Punk thing, and da 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 da. And that's all well and good, right? But this is very, very important for wrestling because one of the reasons why one of the reasons that like WWE has been so successful is because they perfect their brand of wrestling. But there were so many other wrestling companies that tried to do what WWE was doing because it was perceived that it's only if you conform to their way that you can be wildly successful. That's part of what led to the kind of like the demise of Impact Wrestling, right? Was that they
Yeah,
were trying
no.
to do a lot of WWE stuff, but it was just like you're not WWE. But to see AEW hit a $1 billion deal deserves to be celebrated. And I think that it's just an amazing major accomplishment. Tony Khan deserves to be proud. Also, it's they obviously the internet be interneting. And they were talking about how the Boston show on July 19th was scheduled for a 7,200 seater show. It just got moved to the TD Garden. So
Oh
maybe that's a sign of the
wow.
times. Also,
Mhm.
who's from Boston again?
John
What
Cena.
wrestlers from Boston again that just left WWE that's been in New Japan that could, be making a nice little AEW debut?
Mercedes, but I also want Cena back now. Um,
Cena in AEW. But
yes.
I mean that
Just for a
I feel
one-time appearance, be funny.
just a one-time appearance.
Yes.
But I mean like seeing like this expansion, I mean, we could see a Mercedes Monet appearance in AEW. We'll see what happens. But outside of that, though, I'm over the moon about this news. This is great for wrestling. I said it in the last podcast. More TV means more money. More money means more people get paid. And more people getting paid means another environment where wrestlers can thrive and be themselves. And I love that. I love that for the wrestling industry. I love that for wrestlers. Um, and I listen, Summer's on the way because Thunder Rosa came back last night to Dynamite. Listen, John Moxley, I mean not John Moxley, Don Callis turned against Kenny Omega. Miro came back last night. So something is going on. And I'm very, very excited for AEW, but much shout outs to them. But we want to know how y'all think, is All Elite Wrestling really set for $1 billion deal? And do you think that they're worth that money? I personally think that they are. But we're going to move on to